Hello, we're live. And it's
Hey, everybody.
Wednesday night with the Flippin Bunch. And we do have a special guest tonight, Kara from Lemons to Lemonade. So we're going to
Yay!
go around and yes, we're excited. And we know some viewers who are excited too about it. So if you're just coming on, feel free to make comments, ask questions. We're going to go around and do our little round robin that we usually do and introduce ourselves. And we'll save you for last, Kara.
Okay.
So, Dar.
My name is Dar. I am from DIYs by Dar. I have been doing art furniture for the last 4 years, pretty much after I retired from my nursing career. And I have grown into what they call a maximalist, which I cannot seem to get away from, which is really a lot of fun. And I have a booth in my local town. I have an Amazon store, an Etsy store, and an eBay store. And I joined these ladies in this lovely venture to bring all this information to other ladies trying to come on out and maybe take this higher than a hobby, more as a business, which is perfect when we talked with our guest today, because she really took this on a business loop for her and her family.
Right.
Yep.
Mara?
I'm Mara from Borderline Furniture, and I do have a full-time job. I work for the Department of the Air Force at Shepherd Air Force Base, so this is more of a hobby for me. And I actually got started because of Kara and others like her in 2020 when COVID was shutting everything down. I saw everybody on YouTube and I thought, oh, this would be fun. I'd like to do that. And it kind of just went from there. And I like all furniture broken. So the more broke it is, the better the challenge. And I really enjoy taking things that were headed to the landfill and giving them a new life. So that's my story. I'm going to turn it over to Crystal.
Awesome. Hey, everybody. I'm Crystal, the Crafty Creature DIYs and Furniture Flips. I love all things vintage and antique. I'm a thrift flipper and a reseller. But my favorite is furniture. I love taking something from a truly ugly state and transforming it into something beautiful and giving it a whole entire new life. All right, I guess that's you, Levon, right?
Yeah. Okay, so I'm Levon of Statement Designs, and I've been doing this for 10, almost 11 years now. When I first opened a shop, I started selling Dixie Belle paint, and that's when I fell in love with painting furniture. So up until then, I always was, did crafts and different things, but that became my canvas. And now, the years have gone by and I'm kind of gearing down a little bit as far as my business goes, but it seems like I'm finding the right place to put my furniture now in different consignment shops, and that seems to be going well. So things are changing a little bit. I have 2 YouTube channels now, and the Statement Designs and Tuesday Talk, where I do smalls and every Tuesday. Go figure. But, I got mixed up last night and I put my Tuesday Talk on my Statement Designs. So we'll see what happens to the algorithm there.
I was wondering about that because I seen it was scheduled. I was like,
Yeah. Apparently I didn't see it.
Right. So technically you have 3 if you include this one.
Yes.
Right. The Flippin Bunch too. So
then you forgot, and I forgot. Levon and I are both brand ambassadors for Made by Marley products out of Scotland.
Yeah, Decoupage Paper Company. So, so as I was saying earlier, Kara, I met you a long time ago in a Wild and Crazy chat group, right? What was it? The cool kids furniture flipping or something?
Kids furniture flippers, something like that.
Yeah, that was like a nothing held back group
Yes.
conversations.
Yes.
So eventually everybody kind of went their ways. But I do remember I was just looking this up the other day for somebody to show somebody, and here you hosted it. It was a Halloween challenge. I
Oh,
had
yes.
done that Zoltar booth, and then I saw it was like Kara, hosted by Kara from Lemons to Lemonade. So
Yes, that was so
anyway,
long
that was
ago.
quite a while back.
Yeah.
So you have an amazing story to tell. So I do have some images to show about your furniture, but let's just kind of get right into what your story has been. I know you started flipping furniture. I know you're a homeschooling mom. So yeah, tell us. And also too, I love the fact that you were on the Dave Ramsey show. You guys have paid off your debt and you're showing others how to do it. So
Yeah.
tell us how this all got started. And
Yeah, I would love to. Thank you guys so much for having me, asking me to be on. It never amazes me. It never ceases to amaze me that this is where life has taken me. If you had told me this 5 years ago, I would not have believed you. But it's just been a really wild ride and feel really blessed by it. So thank you for allowing me to have some of your time. Our story started back in COVID, like so many did, but my husband had a really great job that he loved. And we had just bought a house of our dreams, and I have 2 teenage kids, and he lost his job. On April 1st, he was one of the first ones to lose their job. So it was like the worst April Fool's joke ever.
yeah.
And so when he came in and told me that they had let him go, we really didn't know what we were going to do. Because like I said, we just bought this house, and we had over $60,000 worth of medical debt that was outstanding, and just 2 kids, and it was like, what's going to happen? I worked part-time in the medical field. My background has always been the business side of medical, but that part-time job wasn't going to keep our home afloat. So strangely, just on a whim, really had nothing to do with it. Kind of a few days went by and the dust settled, and everybody at this point is locked in their homes. And we had furniture, part of what you're looking at, that was, part of our wedding gift when we were married. And it was cherry, and it was dark, and it was outdated, and we always wanted to change it, but we didn't, have the money to do it. Well, we sat down and started watching YouTube, and we started watching Pretty Distressed, Christina Mascari's channel. And we just binge watched it for the entire day. And by the end, he was like, okay, I think we can do this. And we drug our furniture outside, and we started painting it and distressing it. And about 3 days later, I posted it on Facebook, and they're the worst pictures ever. It's not staged. It's not lighted properly. I didn't know what I was doing. I wasn't even like attempting to sell it or anything. It was more just like, look what I did. And our inbox filled up with friends and family members asking if we would flip their pieces of furniture. And we didn't have a choice, like we were kind of like, well, this is really weird, but we can't turn away money. And so we started taking their pieces, and so they would drop them off, at like the end of the driveway. So we were all 6 feet apart, and we would go grab the piece after they drove away. And we just told everybody, like, look, we don't know what we're doing. But they're like, it's all right. We don't really like it anyway. So, and we were just charging crazy low prices. We had no idea. And so we would just sit outside or in our garage and paint furniture, and then they would come pick it up. And before we knew it, we were kind of like, you know what, we're kind of good at this. And so we kept taking more pieces, and then I would post them and be like, look what we did today. And more people would roll in the inbox. And then we started thinking, well, maybe we should start picking up the free pieces and things that we're seeing on Facebook Marketplace. And so we started doing that. So where we were actually listing as well as doing custom. And at that point, we were rolling out probably 4 to 5 pieces a week. It's so hard to believe now looking back, but it became our full-time job. And we were just nose to the grindstone because we were keeping the lights on and keeping everybody fed and paying the mortgage and all of that kind of stuff. And it was like about 9 or 10 months into it, we looked up and dusted off the sanding dust, and we realized that not only had we paid all of our bills, but we had also paid off that huge amount of debt in that amount of time.
Wow.
So I didn't even have a furniture page. Social media wasn't even on my horizon at that point. Wasn't interested. I knew nothing about it. On my personal Instagram page, I made a sign with how much debt we had paid off and how much time. And we held the sign and smiled, and I posted it thinking nothing of it. And the next day, the Dave Ramsey team slid into our inbox and asked if we would be interested in driving to Nashville to tell our story on his podcast. And, we're still in COVID at this point. And so it took a long time to work all of that out. It was at least 9 months from that post to getting into the studio. And so during that time, there's a lot of back and forth that's going on. And so they had said to us, have you ever thought about picking up a camera? And we were like, why would we do that? And he said, you literally have gold sitting in your garage. You have to film this. And I was like, I don't know anything about this. And they're like, it doesn't matter. Like, grab your phone and hit the button and start uploading and learn as you go, because you are literally sitting on like a gold mine of what people want to watch and the story that you have and things like that. I didn't really believe it, to be honest. I mean, it just wasn't on our radar at all. We were just survival mode. But they were right. We hit that button, and 4.5 months later, we were monetized. It normally takes the channel a year and a half to reach monetization. I earned my YouTube play button in August for 100,000 subscribers.
Yeah.
Wow.
Congratulations.
YouTubers ever earn that. So it's just taken on a life of its own and taken our lives in a very different direction that we could have ever dreamed. But
so you have all those sponsorships too.
I literally have goosebumps. Like, just hearing I have goosebumps. I literally do. I mean, like, I'm so happy for you. Like, is amazing. Truly, truly amazing.
Thank you. Yeah. By the time my husband got a job, which was almost a year to the day, we crunched the numbers, and he said, it doesn't make any sense for you to keep your job. You were making about 3 times as much with the furniture and the YouTube than you were at your job that you've had for 15 years. And this will allow you to completely stay home with the kids and work from home. So yeah, I was able to leave my job, and this is most definitely a full-time job.
Yeah.
Yes.
It sounds so glamorous and glorious, but let me tell you, it's work. But
well, I want to show some pictures, but I have some burning questions in my mind to ask you, and I think probably others do as well. So let me just show a few here. Let me see here. If I can make it work. Here we go. Well, first of all, just wanted to show your Lemons to Lemonade YouTube page. And so at what point did you change it to Lemons to Lemonade Home? Was it always home?
No, it just changed this year, 2025, to home, so that
okay. So it's not an additional channl. You just changed that.
No, it's everything. Yeah, the company itself is named Lemons to Lemonade Home, and really, quite honestly, the dream in the future is to flip houses, flip a home, and
that's a whole other
move into
whole other bunch of video content there.
Yeah.
I saw the one you did that Lowe's, you did the mural on the wall with the wallpaper. I love that. So we have your this
It
is your
It kind of has like a dual meaning. Your name is there.
Yes.
Yes, I totally get it. Now that I'm hearing your story and hearing your background, it makes complete sense to me. Before, I always just thought it was you were changing a lemon piece of furniture into something great, but now it makes perfect sense. Your name, it is your whole story.
Yes, it's the story.
Yeah, I love it.
Yep. We made
and as I'm showing your social
lemons into
media,
lemonade.
Yeah, you sure
Yeah.
did.
as I'm showing your social media here, I'm seeing all these followers. My heavens, you have so many followers. So let me, I'm going to show, well, I'm going to show a couple pieces of furniture here and then a little video.
Beautiful.
Yes,
Oh, you found some old ones.
Gorgeous.
I love that.
Thank
Yes.
you.
Yeah.
That was a popular one.
Oh, I saw that episode.
That was
Yeah,
a
and that
fun
has
one.
the painting in that. That's such a cool thing you
Oh,
did with.
and the legs too.
Yeah.
You had to have made those, right? I love.
Yeah, we made those. Yep. Craig Jig was our sponsor that week. And so
Cool.
we were like, we're going to try something really fun.
Yeah.
Was
that's
that
definitely
Jay
fun.
inspired? I remember when he did legs similar to that on a piece of furniture.
Oh, Jay? No, there was a guy out of Austin that was making bases like that. And I got that idea from him.
Yeah.
Very unique
Okay.
looking. I love it. Cool.
This is like a classic of yours, I think. I remember watching this video and thinking that is cool.
Thank
How
you.
can
Yeah, that
you-
one went into an HGTV magazine ad.
Oh my gosh, how awesome. How did you create those? Are those just trim pieces?
That is trim. It's plastic trim.
Oh, wow.
Wow.
Yep.
Really cool.
Oh, I love that one.
Cute.
That one just went to its new home last week.
Oh, beautiful.
Ah.
And your staging is mwah.
Yeah.
Thank you.
And
It's
just
gotten
a
much
wall in your
better.
garage, right?
Yeah.
Isn't that just a wall in your garage you're staging?
It's all in my garage.
Wow.
Wow.
Yeah, because I feel like that's the hardest part. I still can't get that to this day.
It's hard. I don't consider myself like creative at all.
Really?
No. Mm-mm. I am very mathematical brain.
Gotcha.
So, I mean, my whole background is insurance coding.
Okay.
So,
There you go.
totally different world.
Yeah.
All right, I'm going to show this little video. We probably can't talk during the video because it usually.
Ooh, those are dowels. Okay.
I guess we can.
Oh, I didn't know you guys could hear me. Love, love, love.
Oh, yeah.
Ooh. Oh, gorgeous.
Yeah.
What did you paint that with? What was the paint on that?
Well, let me rephrase this. I love to use Sherwin-Williams Emerald Trim Collection.
Mhm.
Okay. Awesome.
Okay, so that seems to be a signature style of yours. I've seen you do this before where you take those plastic pieces off. Like I was watching a video of yours the other day and it had like the I call it eyebrow, kind of arch, and it had a medallion in there and you're like, I know I'm going to make some of you mad, and you started chipping away and taking it off.
Yep.
So like there's the shabby kind of chic part of me that's a painter that sees that and I say, ooh, I want to paint that with chalk paint so it looks like wood, and then use wax and bring out all those details and then add some gold. And then there's you who just said, so like I said, that's your signature style, and your market that you sell in, what sells.
Yeah.
You add that base, you get rid of that frou-frou, and you update it. So when did the switch flip? When did you realize, because you also mentioned that you didn't you said we were charging far too much or far too little for what we were doing.
Mm-hmm.
And now I see what you bring in, for your pieces.
Yeah.
And I'm thinking when you said you charged far too little, I'm thinking you probably charged more than what I might even get now.
Oh, I doubt it. When we first started, the ones I was getting for free off the curb, I was selling for about $250. We could have been getting $900 easily.
What?
Yeah.
Really?
Wow. That's the Dallas market, I imagine.
That's the Dallas market. And
Yeah.
so even when I was flipping things for friends, I'd be like, 150, 175.
Yeah.
We had no idea what
Right.
we were doing.
Yeah.
But that's okay. I mean, that's how you learn.
Yeah,
So,
absolutely.
I can't be upset about that, but it's, but yeah, I mean, and I know that, and I say this a lot in my channel, a lot of this is my market. I
Mhm.
live right smack dab in the middle of Dallas. There's people here with a lot of money.
Yeah.
And they like their houses and they like to redecorate often. So I have really, I learned quickly in the beginning, because this has always been a business for me. It never started as a hobby. It never started as something I liked to do. This was a way to feed my kids,
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
so the business mind in me, and I have a marketing background and a lot of that played into it too, was like, you go to the catalogs, we couldn't go to the stores, but we went, online, and you look at what is selling out and you look at what's popular and you look at the high-end stores and you see what they're selling and what they're creating and you learn how to recreate it.
Yeah.
Because especially at that time when everybody's locked in their home,
Mm.
they were buying, shopping, like they had money. We had stimulus money. We had all this kind of stuff, right? And people were bored and they were sitting there like redecorating in their minds. And then they'd go on to like Rooms to Go and they couldn't get the piece for 6 or 7 months.
Yeah.
And so the backup was, well, let's go on Facebook Marketplace. So I learned really quickly, this is what they're buying. I mean, we did not put a piece in our home for at least a year into this. We never designed anything for us besides our bedroom furniture that started the whole thing. We never took another piece. And so I just learned really quickly, like, this is what your market loves. This is what they desire. And so if you're going to make this a business, I don't get to create for me. If there's a certain style that I like, it doesn't matter. I need to create for my buyer because I need the sale. And so I've had flexibility with that, obviously, in the last 3 years. But I think when that's your foundation, it's a lot easier. And then the other thing to that is just overhead. Like Levon, like you were saying, when you add in the gold gilding wax, when you add in the drawer liners, when you add in the blending to the paint, that's more money that you're putting into the piece that you've got to get back.
Mm-hmm.
And so all of that, you can see where I'm not the creative right brain, like this is all left brain stuff that goes through my mind as I create.
Well,
So it's
even
just
so,
different.
I mean, I've seen furniture artists who are doing all those, the blending, the gold and everything. So I guess my question is, so what point in your journey did you say, hey, I have to start charging more? Like, when did you realize your worth? I guess that's the question. No matter what style, when did you just decide?
When my friends, my furniture flipping friends, that I had made as we had grown up in the community, told me, because I think one of the main things is we just didn't know what we didn't know. We didn't know that our work was great. I just, like I said, I've always called myself the Pinterest fail mom, I'm not creative. I don't see that in myself. So it took people in our furniture flipping community to be like, you are way underpricing yourself. And so we tried it. My husband used to run this with me, like I said. So I say we a lot because he's a big part of this. It's not just me, but so we started marking things up, $500, $600 they'd sell. That was the other thing. And it finally clicked. 99% of my pieces would sell in less than 24 hours.
Wow.
Wow.
And so it was like, oh, wait a minute.
Yeah.
I can sit on this for a week.
Yeah.
And maybe try to add $200 or $300 to the
Yeah.
bottom line. Let's see if that works. And then that would work. And then it would sell in 48 hours. And then I'm like, okay, maybe I can add. So now, and again, this is my area. This isn't bragging or what have you, but I mean, an average piece for me is $850 to $1,200 sale.
That's
Wow.
amazing.
Yeah.
And
But,
this is
but I started off at $250, so we are a long way away from that price.
Yeah, by like $1,000.
Yeah.
and Carol, you sell all from Facebook Marketplace sales.
Yes, correct.
Okay.
Really?
So you don't ship.
I don't ship. I have shipped one time.
Okay. How was your experience with that? Would you do that again?
Yeah, it was fine. I stumbled upon a hoarded house because I do a lot of my I don't buy a lot of pieces on Facebook Marketplace. I do a lot of estate sales. And so I stumbled upon a hoarded house who had a piece of furniture upside down in a corner somewhere with stuff all over it that was designed by the man who designed the Queen of England's bedroom furniture.
Oh my heavens.
And when we cleaned it and polished it, all of a sudden this name appeared. And we were like, uh-oh, we have something here.
Yes.
So we Googled it, and it ended up being something that was pretty significant. So we listed it on Cherish.
Okay. Yes.
So
Yes. Okay.
that was the one that we shipped. But other than that, I mean, I tell people all the time, if you're in a smaller market, you might have to resort to shipping, but it doesn't really make sense for me in this area.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
if it's in your own backyard.
Right.
Yeah. Absolutely. It's
Yeah.
so much easier just to have a buyer local. It seems
Right.
it could be. I mean, it is for me. I don't know.
Yeah. Yeah.
I don't really, it's kind of daunting thinking about going through that whole process with the shipping. But I mean, so many people are successful with it. So it's good to hear that you also had a good experience with it as well. So
Yeah, we used U-Ship. It was very, very easy. They came and they did all the wrapping and they took care of everything, really.
wow.
That's good.
It
Yeah,
just meant
I have a
sitting on the
U-Ship
piece
account.
for
I
a
never
little bit
used it.
longer, but that was a very specific piece that,
Right. Right. Absolutely. Yeah.
Well, I think we're all moving to Dallas now.
Oh, right.
Well, like I said, when I was living in Virginia for a while, I could sell my stuff for like 3, 4, 5 times what I can get for it here in Michigan. And
Yeah.
this little, we're like in one of the
Even in-
best counties in Michigan, so it's sad.
Even in my experience in my little area, I'm finding like a piece that I took to a college town nearby, where Penn State is, that I was able to sell it for twice as much as what I usually get
Yeah.
in my hometown.
Yeah.
So I think
Yeah.
more pieces are going down there.
Yeah.
Right,
But
yeah.
I tell people that experience this, if you live in a smaller town and you have a larger town within 45 minutes, an hour to you, change your location on Facebook Marketplace to that town, to that city. And then in your description, tell them where you really live. And then if you're able to say, I will deliver for $75, $50,
Yeah.
you will see a difference in your sales.
Awesome advice. Excellent. Yeah. Really great advice.
Yeah, I typically don't sell on Marketplace, but how do you deal with scammers? Do you get a lot of
The
the
more you're on that, the quicker you can identify them.
Yeah, I think Facebook has really cracked down with it because it was bad for a while. It was horrible.
Mm-hmm.
Normally, you'll get like a message within the first 3 to 5 minutes that you
Yeah.
post that's a scammer.
Yeah.
Open their profile if they just started their page in 2025. I'm sorry, Facebook's been around for a long time. Nobody
Yeah.
just started their page yesterday.
Yeah.
If they have 0 friends, sometimes it'll say where they live and it's just a really weird place, or it's somewhere that's not even close to you. So it's like, no,
Exactly.
it's
Yeah.
it's pretty quick thinking like this isn't a
Yeah.
real person.
Bad English.
Yeah.
And they tell you that they're going to have their cousin's best friend's brother pick it up.
Yes.
Right.
Yes.
Say
Or
you
they'll
buy
ask for your
money
phone
order,
number in the first 2 or 3
Yes.
responses. Like, no one needs your phone number this day and
Yeah.
age.
Can I
Yeah.
call you?
They just
No.
don't.
No, you can't.
Yeah.
So
I think Facebook is infamous for, is this still available?
Yeah.
Oh,
And
yeah.
like a
Yeah.
lot of
How do you look at that? Because for me, I look at it as just engagement, but a lot of people get upset about that. What are your thoughts on that?
I don't know that it bothers me. I mean, it's the first button that's there when you're interested in something. I mean, I'm guilty of sending it myself, but I usually follow up with something quick, like I can pick this up Wednesday, or just to make it real. But I mean, there's people that are just going to open it and hit that button because it's right there. So
by accident sometimes.
yeah,
I've done
yeah,
it.
and I've had
And it's
those
like,
too,
oops,
and I've done
sorry.
it myself.
Yeah.
So it is what it is.
Well, I
Yeah.
have another
Yeah.
Facebook question. So if you've ever listed anything and maybe you have 2, 3, 4 people that say, hey, I'm interested, I'm interested, I'm interested. Now, typically when I have that, I take the first person and I tell the others, hey, I'm waiting for a response. And I try to deal with people in the way that I would want to be dealt with. Like if I was the first person, I would want, that courtesy to arrange a time to pick up or something like that. And so
Yeah.
I'm just curious because your market is well far different than mine. If I post something, I'm going to wait. Like I just did post something, and I'm still waiting. There's a lot of crickets going on, but it's just a different market. But occasionally I'll get 2 or 3 people stacked up, and I'm just curious, how do you do that? Is it first come, first serve, or first person?
Pretty much. I mean, yeah, I try to be nice like you do. My listings say very clearly I require a deposit.
Okay.
So if that first one inboxes and I know I've got 2 more, I say, hey, I've got 2 people behind you. This requires a deposit for me to hold this. Please let me know in the next few minutes what you plan on doing, or I need to move on.
Yeah.
I'm not going to miss a sale just because somebody's going through and hitting, is this available? Is this available? Is this available?
Yes.
I mean, you
Yes.
get those.
Yeah.
And so that's just it. I mean, you can suss out who's really interested when you throw out that I need a deposit word.
Absolutely. Yeah, I agree with you. That's great advice. Again.
Yeah. Yeah.
Thank you.
I'm glad I asked that
And
question.
I just ask for $20. I don't ask for half or 50. Something that's just a good faith. You're really going to show up.
Right. And then if they don't, it's $20 in your pocket, and
Yes.
they're not crabbing at you to get it back or something. So.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah.
So that figures that works
Kira,
out.
Do you just do like the straight deal? Like you don't take this, well, can we come look at it first?
No, I don't do those. Oh, I mean, if I have a piece sitting around for a long time and no one else is really interested, of course they can come look at it. But I don't find that to be the case. Normally if I post something, I've got 4 or 5 maybes,
Yeah.
So I won't hold it for, I want to come look at it. If somebody says I want to come look at it, this happens frequently. Can I come Monday to look at it and it's Friday?
Yeah.
I'll say, I will let you know on Monday if it's still here.
Right. Yeah.
Because again, it says very clearly in my post that I'm not holding this for you unless you make a deposit.
Yeah. I do the same thing if somebody messages me about, asking me to come look at it, or will you hold it? Well, if it's still here, I'll let you know. That's basically
that's totally fair.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, absolutely. Because you definitely don't want to miss a sale. If you don't want to hold it for somebody that isn't going to show up, and then, there's 3 people that contact you between those 4 days, and then you miss the sale because you're holding it for somebody to come look at it and they never come.
Right. And I talk about this a lot on my channel. I just work out of my garage. That's all the space I have. I don't allow myself to have a storage unit. And so I need it gone because the way my YouTube schedule works, I've got another one that's coming. So I'm not holding it for weeks on end.
Yeah. Do you post weekly then on your YouTube channel, or are you monthly, or?
Oh no, I post every Saturday at 9:30
Oh, wow.
Central. Yep.
Oh, that's good to know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm always chatting, always in the chat.
Oh, you premiere it. Okay, cool.
Yeah, we premiere it.
Awesome.
So that's my next question is like, what's your advice on growing a great YouTube channel like you have?
Okay. Consistency. I mean, YouTube rewards consistency. So if you show up regularly, you will be favored. That is true. If you take a lot of time off, you will have a hill in front of you to climb to get back in their good graces. They want consistency. They want the same time every week on the same day. It doesn't mean you can't mess with your times, but once you find something, you need to stick to it. I mean, there's times where like I'm looking at taking off the whole month of January, and I'll probably pay a penalty for that. Honestly, February will be a climb, and then March I'll be back to where my views normally are. You don't have to be niche specific anymore. That's another really fun thing that I love about YouTube that's not the same on the other social networks. You are allowed to play a little bit and draw from a bunch of different audiences. So don't be afraid to just be like super niche down. If there's other things that you want your viewers to see or let them in on your life a little more, YouTube allows you to do that. One of the really important things to consider these days is about 86% of your viewership is going to come from the television and not from their phone. So what's getting ready to happen in YouTube is really, really interesting. I mean, it's predicting YouTube went over the viewership of Netflix this year.
Okay.
So more people are watching YouTube than they watch Netflix.
Wow.
So that means it definitely took over television itself. Cable. Netflix has outdone cable for the last few years. So it is getting ready to be the next Netflix. And the fun thing about YouTube is like you see a lot of movies to Netflix, or specialized shows just to Netflix. Now those are big deals, right? Well, all of that's getting ready to come to YouTube. So there's going to be movies just for YouTube. There's going to be shows curated just for YouTube. And a really great example is like, for instance, let's say that Joanna Gaines, just throwing this out here, decide to make something straight to YouTube. The fun thing about YouTube is that if you're in that genre, and the show ends, up next could be your thumbnail.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
And we've got millions of viewers now who are able to jump over and be like, oh, that looks really interesting.
Yeah.
See what she's doing there. And you capture this whole new audience. And so it's really, really interesting what's going to happen to YouTube in the next, they're predicting this in the next 2 to 3 years. How this is going to grow and how it's going to change. So it's a really fun time to be on the platform, even if you're just starting out, because we're just at the little rumblings of this getting ready to happen. Another really important thing is your thumbnail matters most. You need to have your thumbnail planned out before you even hit record.
Oh, really interesting. Okay.
Yeah, your thumbnail has to be first. That idea needs to be fleshed out, not last. Usually people film everything and then they do that last.
Right.
You need to know what your idea is for your thumbnail before you hit record. Because that's the first thing they look at. And if your thumbnail is not good, they're not going to click your video. I don't care if you have literal gold buried in your video. No one's going to see it if your thumbnail is terrible.
Yeah.
And then now the other thing that YouTube does when you're watching on your television is it plays the first 20 seconds of your video. So not only do they see your thumbnail, they see your 20-second intro. And if you're not catching them within that time frame, same thing. Doesn't matter what's in your video, how hard you've worked on it. they're not going to continue to watch it. They're going to move on to the next one. So those two things have to be at the top of your mind before you even film that video, because if you're not catching their attention, it doesn't matter.
Yeah. Great points.
Yes, great advice. Do you do lives? Gretchen is asking, how are lives affecting your channel? Do you do that or just premieres?
Lives work really, really well for catching new people. So I've been really fortunate to be in a YouTube think tank with YouTube. And they started rolling out vertical lives, because they always did horizontal, but now they do vertical.
Yeah.
And to catch attention of people who watch reels on their phones. So I had to make a commitment to do a certain amount of verticals within a certain amount of time. And it was really fun. It was interesting because it's not my normal audience. It's a whole nother audience. It's a younger audience, and they're watching on their phones, and they interact with you. And so it was really fun. It's just hard as a furniture flipper. What I ended up doing most of the time was just telling our story, sitting there cleaning a piece while I told our story, because our story is captivating and it's interesting, and it's a kind of feel-good story, and underdog. People love that. And so I would sit there and I would do that, because when you all know, when you do furniture, a lot of the stuff we do makes a lot of noise.
Yes.
So being on a live, I can't turn my compressor on. I can't turn my sander on. People don't want to hear me sanding for 20 minutes on a live. That's not going to be interesting. So you're very limited on what you can do on a live unless you use a paintbrush. I don't use a paintbrush. I know a lot of you do, but I haven't used a paintbrush in years.
Okay.
So it's not, the most I can do on a live is clean a piece, talk and answer questions. And so that's like usually what I do.
Okay. Oh my, yeah, because you spray everything.
Everything gets sprayed. Yeah.
Yeah. It's much faster, and you get a beautiful finish with it. You do a great job with that. So what type of sprayer do you use, since we're on the subject?
I love my Wagner. I got my Wagner sprayer from Lowe's. That is my tried and true. So I love my Wagner. I started out with I have a 20-gallon compressor, and we use the HVLP one in the beginning for a long time. So my early videos, that's what I'm using. But I find my Wagner is much easier to clean. Okay. And so I switched over to my Wagner a while ago. Every once in a while, I'll still use my compressor, but yeah, that's what I love to use. They're affordable. I sell a lot of them because people love to see how easy they really are to use. Yeah. And so, yeah, it works well for me.
Yeah, you probably have an affiliate link and everything like that you share. Perfect. Yeah. Awesome. Yeah. That's so good. Yeah. Any tips on how you use like that Floetrol or anything like that, the additive? Do you just filter it? And
I just filter it. And like I said, in the majority of the time I use that Sherwin-Williams trim collection. Okay. Which is my favorite. You can also, is one at Lowe's as well, the HGTV Sherwin-Williams one, same thing. You want the trim collection. Okay. And I add just a little bit of water on the top and then shake it up really well. And it's perfect.
Awesome. So how many brand deals do you have? Or is that too nosy?
No, you guys are welcome to ask me whatever
questions
you have. I know some of this is like, I had to ask questions to learn myself. So, I work for a talent agent. Okay. I mean, I have a talent agent that represents me.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
And I've been with them for almost 2 years. And so they handle all the negotiations and the contracting and all of that kind of stuff. I turned that over a long time ago because it's just too much. The emails and things like that, they get to be just really overwhelming. And at the beginning you talked about, I homeschool my kids. That is my number one priority. So there's just things I realize that I can't I can't do it all. So brand deals was one of the first things I had to farm out. So I'm with a talent agent and they handle a lot of that. So for me, it's pretty much every single video is going to have a brand deal. It's very rare that I won't.
Okay.
And it looks different in every one, like you had mentioned the Lowe's one. Lowe's is one of my biggest sponsors. I love them. They're a great company to work with. And they didn't have any specifications. They just said, what do you want to do? And I said, this is what I want to do. And they swooped in and helped. Some other companies, they just want that 60-second spot and that's all they ask for, and that's fine. So yeah, it just depends who you're working with. But normally in every video, I've got somebody backing that video, which is really amazing, quite honestly.
Yeah, it is. We might see your face on the side of a Wagner sprayer one of these days.
Yeah, I had some really great ones this year. I felt really, really just honored. I worked with Mr. Beast this year. That was my biggest one. So that was crazy to be able to say that I've done that. I had really bad views because he's on the thumbnail and my subscribers don't know who he is. I had a lot of people say, who's that guy? And so that was so cute and so funny. But I just love that gets to be on my resume, because I earned so many cool points with my kids too. That was super fun because for that deal, he sent me he asked a handful of people, and so it wasn't just personally to me. I want to clarify that, but he made a video for the ask, and so it was like this super secret video that you had to enter the code, and you go in, and it's him saying, "Hey, I've chosen you." And so my kids just flipped out, when they saw that. So yeah, there's been some really fun ones. Last week or 2 weeks ago was Wicked. I got to partner with Wicked for the movie premiere opening.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, so it's just this. I mean, this isn't. I don't know how to say this, but it's like this isn't me. This is just what YouTube does. They honor consistency and they want you to show up because if you show up, they make money and you make money, and just some really awesome doors open through that medium.
You are so blessed. I am so happy for you. What?
Yes, that is awesome.
Yeah.
And so you didn't actually reach out to any of these companies. They just reached out to you.
Correct. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Awesome. So does your person that works for you, your talent agent, I couldn't think of the word. Does your talent agent scout out any of these sponsors, or they're just coming to your talent agent?
I think for the most part they come to her. I don't know for sure. I mean, we do meet every 3 months, and she says, give me a wish list of who you want to work with.
Oh my gosh.
And so sometimes that works out. And then quite honestly, sometimes like the Wicked thing, I wouldn't even have had that on my radar. So she'll go find things that I'm just like, what? So that's really amazing.
Yeah.
And really fun. So
yeah. Absolutely. Oh, it's so cool that you were able to quit your job and do this full time and get to stay home with your kids. And so they're all teenagers. Both of them are teenagers, or they?
Yes, I have a 17-year-old and she's almost 14.
Okay. So they're still in school.
Yes. Yeah. Junior and 8th grade.
Awesome. So next, YouTube and furniture is going to pay for their college.
Yes. Oh, yes.
Yes, that's coming up.
So what about Facebook? Do you how do you find?
That's
you're
a
probably
fun
monetized
subject.
on Facebook.
That's a fun subject.
Fun subject. Good.
Yes. What was your question again? Because I got all excited just when you said Facebook.
I presume you're monetized on Facebook. So what's your advice there? And is that has that been? How do you rate that as a source of income as well?
So Facebook is my second source of income.
Wow.
There are many months where Facebook and YouTube checks are equal.
Oh,
Wow.
That should tell you the importance of Facebook.
yeah. Yes.
Facebook is amazing. So I don't know. I can go into, you can tell like this is the business stuff I love, right? So
Yeah.
if
Yes.
you guys get bored of that and
You
you want to
the
go
numbers, girl.
shut me down.
No, here I am taking notes.
Shut me down. I have 3 people that work for me now.
Oh, you go, girl.
The very first one I hired runs the Facebook.
Oh, wow.
So that came first because Facebook is such a hidden gem in this social media environment that it's just, and it has been for a while. And I don't know why people haven't really picked up onto it. Sponsors really aren't interested in Facebook, which is so weird. But the glorious thing about Facebook is, there's a certain age range that watches my videos. You can clearly see that on YouTube. I don't get much younger than my age, and I'm 48. So Facebook is the older crowd. They like to watch DIYs. They like to watch furniture flips. They may never flip a piece of furniture in their entire life, but they're going to watch you do it because they think it's interesting. And they are used to they have that longer attention span that our younger ones no longer have. Right.
Yeah.
Right.
So it's still nice to have a good hook and maybe some visuals on the screen as far as text, but really, truly, you can roll an interesting piece onto the screen that maybe they relate to. They used to have something like that, and you got them. They're sticking for that whole reel or 3-minute video, whatever you have. So the attention span is very different. The other thing that's interesting about Facebook is that you can post links. You can put links in your stories, just like Instagram, and you can put links in comments if you want to drive them to YouTube, if you want to drive them to your Amazon storefront, and you've got that demographic that has money to spend.
Yeah.
And so you need all those pieces funnel in, right?
Yeah.
The other fun thing about Facebook is that you're allowed to make 3-minute videos and 60-second reels. You can go live. You can do just static posts. So you've got all these options. And once you're monetized on Facebook, you're monetized for it all. So you get paid for your stories. You get paid for your lives. You get paid for the single photos. It's not just the reels anymore. They used to love the 3-minute videos. They've gotten away from the 3-minute videos because they want to compete with TikTok and Instagram a little more. And so now they really push the 60-second reel, but you would still make money on 3-minute videos because there's more ad slots for them to put ads into those videos. So what I like to do and what that person does for me is that every Monday, I send her the latest YouTube video, and she breaks that video down into 6 pieces of content. So she makes 3 60-second reels, and she makes 3 3-minute videos.
Wow.
And then I go in and I schedule all of that out for the week. And then, because you can pre-schedule on Facebook, which is another brilliant function. And then you also want to pepper in, I just have a little disc with all of my old content that she's made me as well. So then I'll have a new one that airs at 11. I'll have an old one that airs at 3. And then I'll have an old one that airs at 6:30. And so every day of the week, 3 times a day, my channel is being fed.
Oh my gosh.
Wow.
Well, you're just giving us all these nuggets. It's amazing.
Yeah.
Gretchen wants to know if your talent agent is local to the Dallas-Fort Worth area.
No, it's a company out in South Carolina.
Okay, and Bronny says, I didn't realize Facebook was monetized. I'll tell you what, I'm monetized on Facebook. I think I make like $5 a month at this point. So you're really giving us some inspiration here, because I definitely don't post 3 times a day. That's for sure.
Yeah. And it's only because I have that vault of content, so it took a little time to work up, but it used to just be where I would post, 3 times a week. And then I had, as it builds and builds and builds, it's not like Instagram. So if you look at your analytics on Facebook, well, this is even true of Instagram now. If you look at your analytics on Facebook, 75% of your viewership is going to come from people that aren't subscribed to you, which means they've never seen that reel. So we worry in our minds like, oh my gosh, I posted this a month ago.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter. They haven't seen it. So don't worry about that, because they're always funneling out to a new audience. So that whole like, oh, they've seen this before, it really doesn't matter.
That makes a lot of sense. Yeah. Yeah.
We had Amy Gerard on as a guest, and she really, emphasized about the repurposing of your content, how many different ways. And I see that because, I'm familiar with, her content, and I see different times, that she'll repurpose it and show it again. And it's like you said, it's people that don't follow you. It's always fresh.
Right. Yeah. Or you can even take the same piece of content, and let's say in the beginning you have a catchy, title on it. Just change the title. Just change the wording on the front.
Okay. What do you think makes a good thumbnail? I mean, I always see your face in your thumbnails. Yes.
Showing your face is a good idea because people relate to it. They like to see the whites of your eyes. I know that sounds weird, but they have scientifically proven that people will click on the thumbnail more if they can see the whites of your eyes.
Really? Okay.
Yep. They like to see some sort of expression on your face that relates to what they're going to get in the video. And you should not have more than 3 to 4 things on your thumbnail. That includes your face, your text, your piece of furniture, and maybe one other thing. But do not put more than 3 to 4 things on your thumbnail. People will click off of it.
Interesting.
Do you stick with the yellow as your kind of main color because that's what you relate to with the lemons and lemonade?
Kind of. I mean, yellow, red, blue, black, and white are really the only colors that you should do on a thumbnail because of how they read on the television.
Okay. Yeah. Okay.
Jeannie says, man, I probably should have been filming from the beginning. We always sing the little song, everything is content. Everything is content.
Everything's content.
Yeah. Well, it's really interesting to me that you make your thumbnail first before anything else. I'm definitely going to start doing that and test that out and, go from there. That was everything you've talked about today was so useful. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Yeah. So Laura said something a long time ago that she had discovered that your thumbnail, like the name of that file, should be the same as your title and should be the same as the first line in your description box. Do you find that to be
No, they actually debunked that file thing. So that's not true. The description box and the title do matter a lot for SEO because, as you know, Google owns YouTube. And so that does play into it. Now I'm sure you all know when you Google something, if there's a YouTube video for it, it's the first thing that comes up before it feeds you blogs and thoughts and things like that. You'll see the YouTube videos first. So if they can funnel what you're doing by your SEO, it'll show up in a Google search. And that's why that is important more than on the YouTube front. Somebody clicking through looking for something to watch. That's where you're going to get your Google searches from.
Okay. Nice.
I wish we had so much more time. I feel like I want to go back and watch this video again.
It's already almost an hour.
I know. It's really fast. You're just such an inspiration. You really are.
Yes.
Thank you. Thank you.
You guys so fast. No.
Well, we always have to take care of some business here. Now, I don't have our upcoming challenge pictures here. We're just, so overwhelmed and excited to have you here that I guess I dropped the ball on that. But we have we do want to remind you here to text live to 814-515-4905 if you want to be reminded of our podcasts. And you can always email flippinbunch@gmail.com. And so we do have coming up, I should have it in here, but I don't think I do. Crystal, do you have it? The Twice as Nice challenge that's coming up this Saturday.
I don't.
Okay.
Yeah, sorry.
No, that's okay. We just, but anyway, our Twice as Nice challenge it's on the Flippin Facebook.
Yeah.
The Flippin Facebook, I can't even say it. Flippin Fab YouTubers on
So
Facebook.
it should also be on
What's going on here?
The Flippin Bunch Facebook site.
Yes.
Well.
Yes.
It should be on
Flippin
there.
YouTubers. Mm-hmm.
Yes,
Yeah.
it is. See, Kara, we're just starstruck. I can't even talk.
I
I'm just
know.
starstruck.
I know, really.
Our brains are mush.
Like, oh no, I gotta do more.
Wait till I get to work tomorrow and say, guess who I got to talk to?
Oh,
I know.
I'm so honored, you guys. I really don't take that lightly. Yeah, I'm
We
really.
are the ones honored for you being on here. This is just awesome.
Thank you. Thank you
Well,
very
Dar
much.
mentioned in one of her comments, I'm still taking videos from my phone. And so am I. And that's okay, right? That's what
So
Dave
am I.
Ramsey said. It's okay. Just
Yeah,
Okay.
I bought a camera last year. I still don't know how to work it.
Really? Okay.
It's all on my phone. Everything you see has been done on my phone.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Good.
Good to know.
Yeah.
But I have to ask before we run, how many people are done with their Twice as Nice?
How many people haven't really started? Maybe is a better question.
No.
Mine just crashed and burned.
Oh no. I just finished mine right before I came here. So-
Awesome.
Then we also
Good.
have the following week, I forgot to mention the Flippin Bunch is hosting. Mara, tell us about that
Well,
one.
it's the box challenge. So you have a box and a creative idea. It's just a keepsake box, and we said it could be a hat box, it could be a shoe box, it could be a wooden box, a card file box, something that you upscale and use a Christmas theme. And go ahead and just film that. And we need to get the playlist out, and that will be on the Facebook page. So,
Yeah, the playlist is already out.
yeah. Okay.
So
And
it's already
that
made.
okay, and that will be the 15th of December, and that is, am I right, or the 13th?
It's the 13th.
I thought it was
Yeah, I believe it's the 13th. That's what I
13th.
scheduled mine for. So
You guys realize that the makers, oh gosh, help me.
The Makers.
Challenge is the same date as our box Christmas deal.
oh, that one. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. Oh,
So
yeah.
like you probably could put it in both of them if you really make something fabulous.
That's a great.
the Makers Challenge. You mean the Makers Challenge Central?
Yeah,
Which
they've got
one,
a
the
Christmas
I thought that was up until the end of December.
oh, maybe you're right.
I think it's the 31st.
You know, there's an awful lot of snow up here. One's mind gets a little bit foggy.
Oh, yeah.
Well, I didn't really have a chance to say hello to everybody that came on because we were just so busy picking your brain, Kara. But Cheryl, our friend in Las Vegas, says such great info. And Gretchen, we're always happy to have you. And Bronny and the gang, and Jeannie. So we're just delighted to have you. And most of all, we were just so thrilled to have you on tonight, Kara.
Thank you.
So anybody have any parting words of wisdom before we sign off?
I don't. Just thank you. Thank you for everyone who always supports us, and thank you for Kara for coming on and hanging out with us and telling her amazing story. That's really
And we hope you'll come back again.
Oh, anytime. I'd be honored to. I love it. So,
Awesome.
you know, I
Okay.
got this information just from learning it and asking lots of questions. So, you know, there's no gatekeeping.
Awesome.
We
Yeah, no
appreciate
reason to
that.
gatekeep it.
Perfect.
So.
You're perfect. You're right.
Awesome.
What this group needs and the audience out there
Yeah.
needs. We needed this little boost and this little bit of help of what direction we need to take.
Yeah,
Yeah,
thank you.
for
That's
sure.
awesome.
Greatly
Yeah, I'm
appreciate
not an anomaly. Like people, you can really do this. You know, you can really make a living doing this. And again, it's not to brag, but this is going on my second year of making a 6-figure salary
Yes.
by doing this.
Wow.
So, you know, and that's
so
just
happy
me.
for
That's
That is
this
amazing.
business, Lemons to Lemonade Home is
That
has
is
been
just so
that
wonderful.
fruitful. So there's so many avenues that people can pursue to make this a part-time job, a full-time job. It's you know, it's not, I'm not the only one that's done something like this. So it's definitely possible to pursue that as a job, as real income.
You go, girl. You go.
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah. Thank you for sharing and openly.
Yes.
Of course.
Excellent.
Thank you, Gretchen.
Thank
That's
you
super
for all
sweet.
year. You've been a big fan of Kara's for a while and a humble but fabulous creator.
Thank you.
Absolutely.
On that note, we're going to say goodbye for tonight and thank you again. And we love you guys. Have a wonderful
Bye,
night.
everybody.
Bye, everybody.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Oh, Crystal, you're so cute.